All right, guys, Money in the Bank is in the books. Let's check over the review of what happened on the show and much more at the red carpet ring.
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
Hey, guys, we're here at the red carpet ring. We'll talk about WWE Money in the Bank 2025 winners. Let's talk about it, guys. Let's get the lights as we come into the red carpet ring. Let's go over the match card as follows. We have 5 matches advertised with the recent addition of Dominic Mysterio versus Pentagon Jr. I think it was Pentagon Jr., if whoever name I said, you guys know what I'm talking about. This match was made at Worlds Collide. So let's get into it. Let's see what happened with the matches as follows. Now, the first match that kicked off Money in the Bank 2025, we had the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We had Stephanie Valkyrie, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Naomi, Rhea Ripley, and Julia. So this was a very, very stacked Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, this ladder match here, it was some very good moments here. We saw that Roxanne Perez and Alexa Bliss was going at it. We saw Rhea Ripley and Stephanie Valkyrie had some good moments. They was going back and forth. These women was definitely doing their thing. They all put everything on the line. We saw some good moments with Julia being thrown over. It looked like Julia got close to getting a contract, but she didn't. After all the women were taken out, Naomi came out of nowhere. She climbed that ladder. She did everything. Once she got to the top, she reached for it. And yes, Naomi is the winner of that Women's Money in the Bank contract as well. But also, like I said, Stephanie Valkyrie, great MVP. Rhea Ripley has some good spots. Also, Roxanne Perez also did her thing in that match. Definitely, they were the MVPs of the match. Everyone played their part. I thought it would be lopsided because we used to seeing large women in the Women's Money in the Bank match. We had a lot of smaller women like Roxanne, Alexa, then we had strong style of Julia, Stephanie. It was a combination of everything. More the powerhouse we saw was, if anything, Rhea Ripley the most. But it evened out just well. And we have our winner. And the first made history, first black woman to win the Money in the Bank contract. Naomi, congratulations to her. I told you guys that was my pick ahead of time. I said I had my money on Naomi winning this match, and I'm glad she won. Well deserved. Some people don't think she wins. Some people thought she did deserve to win. Just can't wait for her to cash in on, hopefully, the WWE Women's Championship, Tiffany Stratton, or the World Championship that's currently held by Io Sky, but we'll see what happens. This is definitely a good moment for Naomi. She needed this reset in her career. She's been the glow, the babyface for so long. And then she took time off with TNA. She came back, still the glow. And then this new heel character. Job well done, Naomi. Very, very, very good job. Let's get on to the next match. Now, we had Octagon Jr. I said Pentagon Jr. meant Octagon Jr. He went one-on-one against Dominic Mysterio. And yes, it was for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, this all started at Worlds Collide. We saw Dominic Mysterio in the audience, him and Liv Morgan. And the challenge was laid out. Dominic Mysterio was willing to put his championship on the line. Now, this match was a quick match, wasn't too much. But the turning point I want to say in this match was Liv Morgan was the factor. She got involved. But Dominic held his own against Octagon, and Octagon definitely did his thing too. So this was good. We can expect to see more of Octagon Jr., maybe in more PLEs for the main roster, maybe on SmackDown or Raw, But we did see Dominic Mysterio. I do see he's slowly transitioning to a babyface. He still is in that tweener stage because he doesn't come off as the cowardly heel anymore. And he definitely put up courage and he definitely put up fight in this match for the Intercontinental Championship. So the fact he did this with Liv, none of the rest of the Judgment Day, just Liv, it show how much of a fighting champion that he really is. Octagon Jr. has good moments too. But it was at the end, since Liv Morgan did interfere, she caused a distraction of Octagon Jr. That allowed Dominic Mysterio to get the splash onto Octagon Jr. And there you have it at the end of the day. Dominic Mysterio is still your Intercontinental Champion. So This was a good filler match, I should say. I wasn't expecting nothing big because this match was just announced. The only thing I thought would have made it happen, maybe Dominic was going to get upset and lose the Intercontinental Championship, but we see that was not the case. He is still the champion. But we're going to see who his next challenger going to be on Monday Night Raw in next upcoming weeks. Let's get on to the next match. Next match we have here, we have the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. Lyra Valkyria, the champion, defending the championship against Becky Lynch. If Becky Lynch wins, Lyra Valkyria has to raise her hand. If Lyra Valkyria retains, she stays champion, and Becky Lynch can no longer challenge for the championship as long as Lyra Valkyria is champion. Now, these two here, the tension was at an all-time high. These two kept going at it. We saw some near falls with Becky, near falls with Lyra. I know Becky Lynch hit the manhandle slam plenty of times on Lyra outside in the ring and out and inside. At one point, these women almost got counted out at the count of 10. It would have ended in a double count out, but both women was able to get back in the ring. Now, we saw Lyra hit her finish on Becky outside the ring. Becky had hit another manhandle slam. And then and then at the end, we thought Lyra had it, but Becky got Lyra Valkyria in a roll-up, and she pulled Lyra's tights, guys. That's when she pulled up her tights, the ref counted 3. That was it. Becky Lynch is the brand new Women's Intercontinental Champion. And Becky was going to make Lyra feel that, tell her raise her hand, tell her do everything. But Becky's the new champion. She's the second ever Women's Intercontinental Champion. I guess you could say the first ever Women's Grand Slam Champion now since they added these secondary championships for the women's division. Lyra, Becky was taking it too far to tell Lyra to raise her hand and put the belt on her. Lyra had just had enough. She, German suplex Becky. But let's get on to the men's match. We got LA Knight, Penta, Andrade, Solo Sikoa, Seth Rollins, and we have El Grande Americano. So this is another, don't seem as stacked as the women's, but still a good anticipated match. But let's see how this match kicked off. Now, Seth came out first, and then we saw others come out. It was some good moments here. Seth had a lot of advantage going in because he had attacked all the opponents before, but all the opponents of the Money Back ladder match had attacked him in the very, very beginning. Then we saw Solo, LA Knight. LA Knight seemed like he has some good offense going on. It was a good spots from Penta and Andrade. Those two were mostly going at it. They were the spot fillers of the match pretty much. They did their thing. The next thing you know, we saw Seth bring his boys out, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. And later on, we saw Jacob Fatu and JC come out. So it was good. Basically, two teams battling it out. But one of the turning points in the match was Solo Sikoa was almost close to getting a briefcase. But we saw that Jacob Fatu finally got sick of Solo. He turned on him, he super kicked him, and he took him out. Solo was taken out on the ladder, everything. Then we saw that Andrade was getting close at some point. Penta was getting close, and it didn't work out either. But at the end of the day, Seth Rollins was able to reach the briefcase, cash it in. I mean, not cash it, but reach for the briefcase to get the contract. And Seth Rollins is a 2-time Money in the Bank ladder match winner. He's the second man to win the briefcase twice in the match. First man to do so is his rival, CM Punk. Last time Seth Rollins won a briefcase was back in 2014. So 11 years later, he won a briefcase. So congratulations, Seth. Seth said it's about power. We're going to see how much power he's going to take advantage of. So he is your Mr. Money in the Bank. Now, in the main event, we have a tag team match. We have both world champions of Raw and SmackDown competing. Jey Uso, world champion, and Cody Rhodes. They are going up against Logan Paul and WWE champion John Cena. So, they always got to end the show with a tag team match every year at Money in the Bank. Well, ever since Triple H took over with the booking anyway. So, with this being tag team match, we do have Seth with the contract now. Will Seth cash in on John Cena or Jey Uso during this match? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. But other than that, we'll see how this match went. Now, this match here, it came down to unity, who could work well together. We saw Jey and Cody working well. Now, during the match, Jay was taking a lot of the beating. He needed a hot tap from Cody. It was just John Cena and Logan Paul ganging up on him throughout the match. John Cena kept tagging himself in, and then eventually it created some tension between John Cena and Logan Paul. Them guys started getting to it. They kept pushing each other, going at it. While they was not paying attention, Jey Uso, like I said, was being taken out mostly. He was able to get the hot tag to Cody. Cody came in and started wrecking house, everything that you could think of. Then he started getting a real comeback. We saw Jay getting his energy up. They both start coming back, which the momentum that they needed. But another turning point in the match, everyone's talking about right now, we did see a certain individual show up and attack John Cena, even hit him with championship. That will be R-Truth, Ron Killings. But he came back after speculation. The whole We Want Truth. Truth was back in the building. He was in there. But at the end of the day, since R-Truth did come in, he caused distraction. He caused definitely already friction with John Cena and Logan Paul as is. That allowed Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes to gain the victory pinfall for the matchup. So we have both Cody and Jay standing tall. Cena's pissed. Logan's pissed. They mad. And R-Truth came back. And that was it. That was the end of that particular show. Money in the Bank definitely did close out. I'm very, very happy of how it closed out at the end of the day. So this was solid. Very good, solid thing. Definitely needed because, like I said, last year's Money in the Bank was not my favorite. I've been on record saying that, but they have rebounded with this year's Money in the Bank. There was no high expectations for this PLE, in my opinion. I have my reservation on certain things I didn't like about Money in the Bank, but it was definitely much better than last year. And this is the last Money in the Bank we are going to see John Cena in, so we got to keep that in record too. But other than that, it was solid, though. I like how this ended right here with this PLE. Now that this match is over, since Cody and Jay won, we know Jey Uso has an upcoming match to defend his World Heavyweight Championship against Gunther on Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins has a contract. A lot of speculation saying that Seth's going to cash in immediately after Jay defeats Gunther. Or could not be, but we'll go over the key moments here that happened on Money in the Bank. It was definitely a lot of key moments going on. A lot of stuff that happened. But let's go over the basics here that did happen. We have Naomi. She has missed Money in the Bank. I know during her post-show, she met up with Big E. And Big E talked, he gave her a lot of praise. And she was slightly emotional, had a tear in her eye despite being a heel. So it was good. We're going to see what's going to happen with Naomi's briefcase. Next, of course, Seth Rollins. He wins the men's Money in the Bank contract. He is Mr. Money in the Bank. So this is his second time winning. He's no stranger to this contract. We got to see how this is going to play out. There was no Roman Reigns or no CM Punk there to stop him from winning the contract. But will they be there to stop him after he cashes in the contract or right before he may not cash in? And then Becky Lynch, she wins the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I predicted that she was going to beat Lyra Valkyria. I didn't see Becky Lynch continue to lose to Lyra. She lost to her twice already, once in NXT and once at Backlash. So it made sense storyline to have her win. So this is a good move for Becky, and we'll see what she's going to do with this championship. And then also we have the main thing talked about too. Jacob Fatu turns on Solo Sikoa. Not only he turned on Solo, he cost him the opportunity to win the Money in the Bank ladder match and getting that briefcase for a contract. So Solo is going to be in his films about that one as well. So that's going to be interesting how that's going to go. And then, of course, we had R-Truth returning to WWE. He attacked John Cena with the belt, and he cost him the match. So John Cena is going to definitely speak on R-Truth. Could these two have a face stare down again, or a face-off, or maybe a match? I don't think they will, but anything can happen in WWE. But let me go over my rating for this year's 2025 Money in the Bank PLE, and I give it a 4 out of 5. It did very, very well. Take a couple points off. I'm not a fan of Seth Rollins winning this Money in the Bank contract because he won it before and he won his capacity before, and the whole Dominic Mysterio match getting thrown together. But other than that, though, That's all I have for WWE Money in the Bank 2025 winners. You guys let me know how you feel about Money in the Bank PLE this year. Do you agree with who won the contracts for the men's and women's? And what do you expect to happen later on? Check out this video for Red Carpet Ring. Until then, guys, you already know what it is at this point. It's OUT.